Last night. Did your dreams have you tossing and turning? Allie is with a dream expert to show you how you can change what you dream about.
Millions worldwide suffer from chronic nightmares. Sullivan Walden, author of I Had the Strangest Dream, is here to teach us how to transform reoccurring nightmares into sweet dreams. Good morning, Kelly.
Good morning, Allie.
Well, I slept beautifully last night,
I
so
bet you did.
I'm lucky.
But do tell.
But that's not the case for everybody.
No, it's not. Millions of people are really traumatized by their nightmares, which is so sad because they don't have to be.
So why is that, I guess? Why are people having these nightmares?
Well, first of all, our nightmares, they help us to become more adapted in our lives, more adapted to survival. So in a nightmare, you're usually playing out some kind of a worst-case scenario.
Okay.
And because you've had a chance to rehearse that worst-case scenario in your nightmare, if you were to wake up and that kind of thing was to happen, you'd be better prepared for it than if it never happened at all. So you can see that as an ally. It's helping you to be a better survivor. But in my book, I like to talk about not just looking at surviving, but how do you get into thriving. So that's why I look at nightmares also as serving the function of helping you to vent out what isn't serving you. Because some people can get caught in a loop. They keep having the same nightmare over and over again.
Right.
But if you wake up in the morning from a nightmare, you can go, okay, this is a venting dream. What is this helping me to release and let go? What limited idea, what negative thought about myself or about life is my nightmare helping me to like cleanse out and get rid of? So if you're successful in getting rid of it, nature abhors a vacuum, so you're in position to be able to bring in those thoughts and beliefs that you'd prefer to bring in because now there's room in your bandwidth.
And maybe that's even why people sort of will have nightmares when something's coming up. Like maybe their wedding day's coming up.
Perfect example.
And you're sort of, maybe someone would have a nightmare about that, you know?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I'm so glad you brought this up because so many people will have wedding nightmares and they think, oh, no, that means I'm not supposed to get married or no, and it's like, no. Your subconscious mind is helping you to vent out all the things that could or should or might go wrong and because you're getting it all out of your system well ahead of time. By the time the event actually comes up, then you're going to be fine. So your venting dreams or your nightmares are actually your ally, your ally in disguise. So think of Allie when you have a nightmare and know that she's actually in disguise helping you.
Well, luckily, I know. I'm engaged, but I haven't had any wedding nightmares yet. But if I do, I have no reason to worry.
Then call me and I'll reassure you. But there's also this thing that is actually, it's kind of a new technology that people are using. It's very low tech, so anybody anywhere can use it. It's not expensive at all. You can actually, it costs nothing, in fact. It's called imagery rehearsal therapy. And this is something that they're doing at Harvard and all kinds of other dream research facilities where a therapist will work with a client that's having recurring nightmares and have the client talk about the nightmare and then ask the client, if you are the director of your dream, how would you change this? So, for example, there was one little boy that said, well, there's this boogeyman chasing me, and I would want to turn around and shoot him with gum, bubble gum. So he shoots him with bubble gum and then ends up eating gum with the bad guy, and the bad guy turns into his friend. So there's like weird ways that you can go inside of a dream and actually change it from the inside out in your mind, and in some ways you're rewiring your circuitry in your mind to actually have that new thought about your nightmare. So after you do it a few times, you no longer will have that recurring nightmare.
If you do it when you're awake, hopefully it will transfer over into your dream, and your dream will actually change. Is that the idea?
It will change, and then also your perception on your life. My niece, for example, had a recurring nightmare about a vampire chasing her, and I asked her in her waking state to imagine that she could bring the dream back and ask the vampire, why is it chasing you? So she's like, why are you chasing me? And the vampire said in her imagination, I'm lonely and I need a friend. Would you be my friend? And she's like, well, yeah. Aww. So it sucked all the fear out of that nightmare, and it's no longer something that terrifies her. It also is very empowering to her and to anybody that does this. It's like, wow, I'm not the victim of my nightmares. I'm not the victim of my life. I'm actually the director of my dreams and my life. So it's really an empowering tool that costs nothing.
Because it's so new, so people are you can do it at university?
Yeah, but you can do it yourself. I mean, this is the thing. I mean, it's like we think. Most of the best kept secrets in life are the things that are so accessible to us and that we're so available. Just the use of your imagination to rewire your thinking about how that situation went, whether it's a dream or actually a life event. You can you can kind of create that new groove in your mind, and that becomes, it starts to pave its way into a certain reality, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. And if you can't remember your dreams always, write them down when you wake up in the morning, and then get back to it later if you're rushing to work.
Write them down or text them to me.
Yeah. And if you would like more information, you can go to our website and get some advice and lessons on your dreams from Kelly. And hopefully everyone's out there is having sweet dreams tonight.
Very sweet dreams. And even if they're not sweet dreams, you can turn them into sweet dreams.
Exactly.
Like turning water into wine.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
You're welcome, Allie. Thank you.
Yeah. Sweet dreams to everybody. Hey, the restaurant that's